in a small, quiet village in Nigeria, where the sun set behind red clay roofs and children ran barefoot along dusty paths, lived a young woman named Ade. She was known for her beauty, her intelligence, and her kind heart. But unknown to the villagers, Ades had a secret identical twin, Amarachi, who was consumed with envy. Amarachi had always felt overshadowed by Ades. While Ades charmed everyone with her laughter and generosity, Amarachi simmered with resentment. She envied the attention, the admiration, and even the love Ades received from the villagers. Amarachi's jealousy grew so strong that she began to plot a sinister plan, one that would change both their lives forever. One evening, under the cover of darkness, Amarachi lured Ades into the dense forest outside the village. She spoke of a hidden treasure, a secret that would bring their family wealth beyond imagination. Ades, trusting her sister, followed without suspicion. As the moonlight cast eerie shadows, Amarachi struck. Using a mixture of herbal concoctions and strength, she rendered Ades unconscious. By dawn, she had buried her twin alive in a shallow grave hidden deep in the forest. Amarachi returned to the village, wearing Ades' clothes and mimicking her mannerisms perfectly. At first, no one suspected a thing. Amarachi was welcomed back with open arms. She attended the village market, greeted neighbors, and even laughed at Ades' favorite jokes. People commented on how Ades seemed different, yet strangely familiar. But Amarachi knew she had to keep up the act. One slip, and everything would be exposed. However, deep underground, Ades was not entirely alone. A small opening in the grave allowed her to breathe, and her survival instincts kicked in. She clawed at the earth, her heart pounding with fear and determination. Days passed, and Ades' will to live grew stronger. Eventually, she broke free from the soil, covered in mud, but alive. When Ades returned to the village, she discovered Amarachi had fully taken over her life. She was living in Ades' home, wearing her jewelry, and even flirting with Ades' secret crush, and met the villagers, suspicious but unaware of the truth, whispered behind closed doors, calling her changed. Ades confronted Amarachi privately, warning her to leave. Amarachi only laughed, claiming she deserved everything Ades had. The confrontation escalated into a heated fight. In a shocking twist, Amarachi revealed she had planted false evidence to frame Ades for a theft she had committed while buried a plan to ensure Ades would be shunned forever if she returned. Just as Amarachi celebrated her cunning, the village elders arrived. They had been tipped off by Emeka, who had noticed inconsistencies in Amarchi's behavior. In a dramatic showdown, Amarachi tried to flee but stumbled into the very grave she had buried Ades in, collapsing and getting trapped. Villagers pulled her out, humiliated and exposed. In the end, Ades reclaimed her place in the village. Amarachi was sent away, never to return. But the scandal left a mark. Rumors of the twins' deadly rivalry spread to nearby villages, and everyone whispered about the night jealousy almost killed Ades. Ades, though shaken, emerged stronger. She learned that even in the quietest villages, darkness could hide in familiar faces. But she also discovered that courage, resilience, and a bit of luck could turn the tables in ways no one expected. And as she looked out over the village at sunset, Ades knew one thing for certain: she would never underestimate the power of envy again.